Hello guys. So 14th is going to be your examination. I was not able to come up and complete assessment procedure. I sincerely apologize for the delay. And to make sure that this doesn't happen, I've come here for an announcement with the May 2023 and November 2023 examination. But before that, all the very best for those that are appearing for the November 2022 examination. You will definitely do well. You have my prayers and best wishes. Now, when it comes to an examination standpoint, please remember that attempting for 100 marks matters a lot. If you don't do that, you're already setting the pitch for your examiner to start making judgments about you. Now, secondly, whenever you work out problems, make sure that the first sheet, the sheet in which you write the answer, is going to have the name of the SSC, previous year, assessment year, and then you have the amount column and a column for working note. Just call it working note 1, 2, 3. Under the working notes, give out the rationale as to why a particular expenditure is disallowed or why particular expenditure is partially allowed. Or, for example, if there is going to be an expenditure which is not routed through P&L, but it is having an impact in your computation, you will have to specifically state that. So make sure that presentation is made in a very legible manner. You don't have to draw lines and all of that. Ensure that the numbers that you write are all one below the other and do not go like ants, like in a diagonized form, so that you know that the examiner is able to judge and gauge whatever you've written for the purpose of giving you marks. Now, barring that, when it comes to theoretical questions where you don't have any problems but actual theory questions, and if it is going to be with relation to a case study or a case law, if you don't know the name of the case law, don't quote it. If you're not confirmed or if you're not sure about the name of the case law, don't quote it. Ensure that you just write the answer to the point by stating that based on a recently decided judgment or a judicial precedent. Use such terminologies to ensure that you don't get caught on the wrong foot. No section numbers unless until you are virtually certain. Don't do that, otherwise you will lose marks. But giving section number is not going to give you additional marks, but it will start creating an impression in the examiner's mind that you are very good at whatever you are doing in the examination. Okay, so with these basic tips, I know that you would have already taken your classes, and I leave the footing open in case any of you have doubts. You can reach out to me over these 3 days or 2 days over my telephone number that has been shared in the YouTube description. I'll definitely be willing to help and ensure that it is not going to be like teach me a particular chapter, because it is not going to work out. You will lose time, and I will need time to make it clear to you. Okay, all the very best, and once again, I apologize for not being able to make it up. However, for those who are appearing for May 23 and November 23 examination, see, I have decided to consider taking classes as well apart from the YouTube lectures. The YouTube lectures are going to happen for the subsequent batches as well. However, I've had a couple of calls asking out for face to face, or probably not face to face, online lectures or recorded lectures. See, the problem with recorded lectures is that I'll have to incur some amount of expenditure. So, unless until there is a number of walk ins, I don't want to get into this recorded lecture aspect. However, if there is going to be a considerable amount of students who've asked for online lectures and subsequently want to shift over to recorded lectures, that can be done. Okay, so now considering that there is going to be this May 2023 attempt, and for this I will be starting from first week of December. First week of December, and this will go on up to second week of February. Second week of February. So this is for May 2023 batch. There is no such thing as a fast track class that I will be doing, because I will also want to solve some problems in the class while we are actually going through this topic. And I will also make sure that you have the exposure and the theoretical aspect of application rather than blindly knowing the concept. We need to apply as well. So some amount of problems will be done in the class, so that you have some amount of practical knowledge when you walk into the examination without even preparing for the examination, blindly relying upon the class. So that is why the time factor is involved. Okay, so this is going to be the tenure. So it will be full December, full January, and then second week of February till second week of February. So this is the time span within which the class is going to generally get completed. Now, is there any topic that we are not going to cover? Generally, we will be covering everything. However, certain very less important topics are some topics which are generally not tested in the examination but are there as part of your syllabus, that will be covered at a faster span or as a rocket revision span, because you've already covered those in intermediate, which is not generally tested in the final level. Barring that, the remaining topics that are applicable for you will be will be discussed in detail, okay, along with problems. This second week of February may extend up to end of February, but not beyond that, end of February. Now, when I talk about end of February, second week of February, it means that I am not only teaching you, I am also preparing you for the examination. So it comes along with solving problems, understanding the concept, and writing answers as well. Okay, so that is going to be the agenda. Now, this is with respect to the May 2023 batch. Okay, and you can reach out to the number that is already shared with you, that is going to be 89392 You can reach out to this number and ask for details regarding the classes. Okay, now what material to follow, when will the class start, what date does the class start, and then how is it going to be with respect to timings, etc., that will be decided based upon the number of calls that I get with respect to the classes that are to be taken for the May 2023 examination. Now, when it comes to November 2023 examination, the classes will commence from first week of April. Okay, it starts from first week of April and it will end on third week of August, because I want to take a lot of time for this batch. So I will be taking it in detail. As I had told you, we'll be going through a lot of case studies, problems, etc. So that this will be a full batch where you get the detailed knowledge on the provisions of taxation. Okay, and from this is purely from an examination standpoint. We are not going to sit and discuss about how things work in practical life. That can wait. Primary focus is going to be examination, and you guys know that one of the most exhaustive papers in CA final is paper number 7. So that is why I have taken such a long time. So in case someone, if I get a significant amount of representation for reducing the time span of this batch, then we can probably consider slashing this by a month's time. So probably from third week of August, it might become third week of July. So we'll need this time span. And one more thing, see, I am not here to just reproduce or tell you what is there in the act. So I have to give you something which will make you remember, which will make you analyze and understand. Therefore, I will have to do my research before I come and sit with you for a session. That is why it has taken me roughly 2 years to understand how to make things more crispier for students. It is all about learning that happens from my side as well. If not about the subject, it is about how to deliver it so that you guys are able to understand it in a better fashion. So this is going to be the agenda with respect to classes. So with respect to timing, fees, etc., you can reach out to me. Now, in case you feel that no, I am not ready for this is too much of too much of a deadline for me to sit through a class, we can go through a reduction depending upon representations you see. Whether the recorded classes will be made available, yes, that can also be made available provided I get a significant number of walk-ins. So what is the definition of significant? Right now, nothing, but let's see how things work out. Based on that, we can take a call. Now, sir, whether YouTube lectures will still keep happening? Yes, they will still keep happening. And this is what I have planned for May and November 23. Okay, this is what I have planned for May and November 23. Now, unlike the other attempts for which I had started taking sessions, I don't want to keep people hanging, so I am going to give you a tentative deadline from which the classes will commence for the YouTube lectures as well. So this will start from first week of December. My uploads will start from first week of December, and these are the topics that I have covered. So what are they? Your non-resident taxation, which is primarily very important topic from an international taxation standpoint. Equalization levy and BEPS. I had received a couple of people asking me to take this particular topic. I had promised, but however, I was not able to do it, including the model tax conventions and interpretation of treaties. So these three topics also will be covered. Transfer pricing is already covered. So there is nothing for me to cover. You can refer to my lectures already. There is no change in it. Subject to the changes, if any, I will be putting up a separate lecture on amendments. Then you have this trust taxation. This is the taxation of charitable and religious trusts, also for business trust, securitization trust, etc. So these topics are primarily tested a lot of late. So this topic will be done as a separate lecture. And then penalties. Section 270A penalty is now a regularly tested question. Apart from that, there are various penalties. So let us go through those penalties so that we'll have some mechanism to remember them for the examination. And they are also pretty useful when it comes to the MCQs that are tested in your examination. Profits and gains of business or profession. Now, this constitutes roughly 20 to 25% of your main examination paper. Sometimes it might even go up to 30. So, this being a topic which is very aggressively tested, we will definitely do it in detail. And capital gains are very uncertain topic. Some examinations they ask you for 10 marks, some examinations they don't ask you at all, or probably they form part of your MCQs or some sub adjustments of main problems. So that we will try to take up and do it here. Then I want to tackle a number of problems from the past examination papers, MTPs and RTPs, to see how to go about presenting the answer, how to understand the intention of the question, how to answer, etc. But when we solve these problems, we will be doing it from the current attempts amendment point standpoint. So when you come over to the classes or when you come over to the YouTube lecture, you will be able to relate better because that is the amended provision that we are going to apply for solving these problems. Then this topic, namely your general anti-avoidance rules, it is relatively newer one. So I am trying to take that as well. And then the next topic that I will be doing will be assessment procedure and appeals. Assessment procedure, I was halfway and then there have been some amendments after that. So what I will do is I will start it afresh and I will also do appeals and revisions along with this. Now, so these are the topics that I have planned. So I start from first week of December for the May 23 batch, and it should probably end by 10th or 15th of March. It should probably end by this date. So this will be the ad hoc deadline that I am specifying at the moment. But at max, it may extend up to 31st of March, not more than that, 31st of March. But sir, is this enough, sir? See, if you ask me whether these topics are enough to clear the examination, no. But each of these topics are very frequently tested topics and almost find a place in every examination. Now, I leave the space open for you people. I will be adding two more topics. I will be adding two more topics. However, I leave it to the comfort of students. I want you to revert back to me in the comment section telling what two additional topics do you want me to take. Please don't tell me take the entire syllabus. It is a hard learning for me that it is not possible. However, I still want to help you guys. So we will definitely take, I'll definitely help you, but please have a deadline, have a threshold. So you tell me two additional topics subject to these already covered topics, or if you feel, sir, some topic we are not requiring, we don't require your help, sir. For instance, this you don't require my help. You ask me to remove that and you bring me two more topics or replace those topics and two additional topics. Okay, so this is the request that I keep in front of you. If I don't receive any request, I will seal it off and definitely cover these topics. Sir, how sure can we be that you will definitely cover these topics, sir? Your first lecture will be live on the first week of December and it will keep flowing from there on. Okay, my start point will be taxation of trust, and then I will cover 270A penalty, and then after which I will jump over to the non-resident portion and slowly go forth with these topics that I have mentioned here forth. Okay, so this is the point that I have been trying to make, and you can definitely reach out to me for two additional topics that I have specified here, or you can also reach out to me for the classes that have been mentioned here about the fast track or the regular or whatever you want to call it. According to me, there is no such thing as a fast track. I want to take it in such a way that when you walk into the examination, I want you to come out with an exemption for sure. This subject is capable of giving you an exemption provided you approach it in the right direction. I'll definitely help you go through that direction. All I need is your cooperation. So please respond. I will be awaiting your response. In the absence of any response for this, I have no problem. I will still proceed with this particular portion. Is it clear? Okay. Thank you guys, and those who are writing for November 2022, you have my best wishes and you also have my prayers. All the very best. Thank you.